also have our leading lady, Emma Yahtzee, for Rinaldi, who plays our favorite lawyer, Jax, and our favorite leading lady. And then upcoming we have Mr. McKinley Freeman, who plays the lovable Lewis. And then last but not least, ladies, y'all are gonna love this one, Mr. Morris Chestnut, who's joining
What's up? Good morning.
Let's give it up for this beautiful black show, Reasonable Doubt, coming back for season 2, y'all. Let's give it up. Okay, so diving right in, they got cue cards and me on a time limit, y'all, because I can talk a lot. I'm a Pisces, so just bear with me. It's Ramala Muhammad. I want to start off with you.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the show. I told you backstage, and I was hoping that you could just discuss the importance and intentionality behind having an all-black writers' room and all-black directors this season.
Yes, you know, this is such a black show, and it's about black love, and it's about, you know, being a black woman and black marriage and friendships. And for me, I just was like, I just want an all-black writers' room to have a shorthand, right? I don't want to have to, you know, kind of describe the nuances of what this means or what that means. And actually what ended up happening is that I was able to have just people in the room, right? We talked about all different kind of things. You know, that we have a single man in the room, we have a married man and father in the room, you know, we have some mothers in the room. And so we were able to talk just as humans, and I think that's what makes the show strong, is that we bring our own life experiences to the show, and we happen to all be black.
And Emma Yahtzee, our favorite leading lady. Let's give it up for her. Yes. Now my question for you is, it's clear that Jax Stewart, she's a formidable black female lead that we love to see. But what has been your favorite part in really bringing her to life?
You know, my favorite part of bringing Jax to life is all of her messiness, because it's real. You know, we all have our issues, you know, we have the things we need to work on about ourselves, you know, but the fact that we get to see Jax work those things out in the way that she does, you know, in her powerful role as an attorney, you know, as a wife, as a mother, and the way that she does it, still with a level of esteem and respect about herself. You know, so a lot of people can relate to that element of Jax, you know, because she's very multifaceted, you know, and at the end of the day, everyone can relate to that, because we don't often have a lot of characters, especially as black women, who get to have all of those rough edges that we get to see, you know, softened.
I love that. Now I want to flip it to you and ask a follow-up question. How do you most relate to Jax?
Oh, so you're trying to start something now, you know. I think I most relate to Jax just in her strength. You know, as black women, that's the one thing that it's the thread, you know, it's the thread, right? We're able to get it done all the time, on time, when it needs to be done, you know? And so as a black woman, I relate to Jax in that way.
Love that. Now, Mr. McKinley.
Hey, that's real too, because Emma Yahtzee, she'll find time every night to sing her daughter to sleep while we're shooting, no matter what time it is. So it's those kinds of things that is a proof of what Emma Yahtzee stands
for. Could you follow up on something too? That's a perfect segue into my question for you, McKinley. So I feel like black love we love black love, it's beautiful, and I feel like Reasonable Doubt does a really good job at showcasing that. And thank you, Ramala, for that. But McKinley, can you really just talk to us about like the importance of like seeing Jax and Lewis work this out on TV? Because we don't always see those nuances.
I think one of the really important things about Jax and Lewis is realizing that like even in our best efforts, we still don't know everything. And even if we knew everything, that would still come with some sense of work that has to come together as a team to kind of like make sense of the world that we're trying to create together. So I think that like it's important to see ourselves on camera in a way that's like, oh, everything isn't perfect. Like we live on a planet that doesn't have happy endings unless we make them. So it's like we get to decide what that is, and family by family, rule by rule, I think so.
Thank you. Mr. Morris Chestnut, I have to ask you too. Right? Could you tell us about Corey Cash? What's the tea with him? What's going on?
Corey Cash is he's an old friend of Jax's. He gets a call from Jax to come help on a case, and of course, there's past situations or past experiences, not experiences. I don't know how I should call it. There's past. I've known Jax's character, so we've known each other. We've come in contact. We're acquaintances, and and she got a husband and all that. But who can, you know what I'm saying? No, it's really. So Corey, he comes, he mixes things up a little bit, but he and at the end of the day, he wants to win in every aspect of his life. Every aspect of his life.
We can all learn from that. Morris, I'm gonna flip it back to you and just ask you, how did this role come to be, or what really attracted you to joining the Reasonable Doubt family?
I was a huge fan of season one. How can you not be a huge fan of season one, right? There's so many people I've talked to, even now since they've been announcing that I've been a part of the cast, that really walked up to me and said they can't wait to see season two. And I was a fan of season one, and when I got the call, it was a no-brainer. They said there was interest, and I told them I was interested, and I said, let's make it happen. It was not even a thought. The show is extremely well written. It's extremely well acted, but even beyond that, it represents us. It represents people, real people. So many times on TV, you have shows that have lead characters that are afraid to be flawed, that are afraid to be real. And this show has a bunch of real people doing real things.
Yes. So I have a secret to tell. I already told Ramala, but I already took a sneak peek at some of season 2. I'm not gonna tell y'all because I'm trying to get fired, but I'm gonna ask all of y'all. I want to point this to all of you guys. How would you describe season 2, but how do you also feel it compares to season 1?
So I honestly, I created the show and I do love season 1, but season 1 shows are hard because you're trying to do so many things. You're trying to balance new storylines, set up a world, get people into the show. So I feel like season 2s are more exciting, right? You know the characters already, you're excited to see what happened. I just think the show is sexier. I think it is filmed very well. We have great new cast, and it just shows the strength. I think that all the elements that were great about season 1, I think it's like on crack now. It's like another level.
And season 2 it's much more vulnerable. Jax is more vulnerable, Lewis is more vulnerable. You get to see a bit more of those interior things happening with a lot of the characters, in a way that you didn't see on the first season. So if you take those vulnerabilities and add to it the same drama and the same sexiness and all of that, it's a different season.
Yeah, I would say just describing the second season would be a lot of collaboration. Like how do we make the most of whatever the situation we are in at the moment, and also like the situation with Jackson and Lewis is the added element of having kids and a family and trying to like maintain some sense of stability and normalcy while we're still trying to figure out personal things. And I think that, along with what you said earlier about being able to see ourselves on camera and seeing the transparency of who we are with authenticity, that's what I think season 2 brings, for sure.
For me, I wasn't there for season 1, but being a part of season 2, I literally would read one episode, and at the end of reading the episode, I couldn't wait to see what happened in the very next episode. The cliffhangers were unbelievable. I've never really done a show to where I could not wait to see what happens in the very next episode that I was working on. And so I would say, even from being a fan, just the cliffhangers are stronger. I think, I wasn't there for season 1, but it feels like it was a well-oiled machine. The cast, the crew, the writing, everything just clicked to the nth degree.
Now, Ramala, we talked a little bit about this backstage, and we talked about it a little bit here too, with the idea of black love being showcased on the show. But I feel like when a lot of people think of black love, they think about relationships, like romantic relationships. But here, I feel like Reasonable Doubt, especially upcoming, it really delves into black love of black female friendships too. So could you explore that?
Yeah, I always feel like when you watch shows, particularly with a female lead, she has like one friend that she calls and talks to, and I'm like, I don't know women who just have like one friend. Like we have a group of friends, and also, I mean, I have friends from elementary school, from high school. One of my best friends is right there in the audience, I'm gonna point her out, because I've known since I was 15 years old. So for me, I'm like, those are also my family. That's black love. Having friendships in your life, and those are the support systems. And then there are dynamics within those friendships. There's some friends you can talk to, when you did something, like, okay, this girl, she gonna understand this. Be like, but I ain't calling the other one, because she gonna judge me, so I'm not gonna call her. So you have all these dynamics, and that's a part of it too. But for me also, what was even more important than the black love, and that is the root of the show, what also is important is, I always feel like as black women, we can only be either like Michelle Obama or Megan Thee Stallion. It's like they divide us into these two camps. And I feel like, I'm sure, like, if you're a professional lawyer, I mean, I'm a professional, and last night Lil Wayne was hitting and I was down on the floor. You know what I mean?
It's okay, no judgment.
It's okay, no judgment. I can come up here and I can speak to today, and then tonight is gonna be Usher, and it's gonna be, these are my confessions. Like, I feel like we can do both, and it annoys me. That's what I love about the character of Jax, is like, she can be strong in the courtroom, and then she can be singing a corrupt song in a car, whatever it is. And I want to see more of that, and us not put into these pigeonholes of, either like intellectual or ratchet individual, because all that does is split us up as black women.
Period. Emma